This is Justin AMZN on Friday, November 16th, 2018, and we're taking a look at the pre-market, which is pulling back still inside these four lines. Yesterday we got up near the high of these four lines, and we earlier in the day had been near the low. It looks like we've got a little bit of a pullback, and we're actually below the line at 1591. We could come back down and retest the highs in here before it broke out. Like this could be a retest of this level, and then see if we can bounce, get something going. So, it broke so strongly through this level, had kind of a pullback, like just this bullish candle, wick down here, and then didn't pull back any further. Now, just seeing that we've got a couple pullbacks into this level, it wouldn't hurt to come back into the 1578 price. So as we get into the day here, we'll take a look and see. So we got a high wave candle to open. Okay, there you go. So that actually breaks out of that 5 minute pretty quickly in the very next 5 minute candle. There was a lower wick through our line again. And by again, I mean, I did that yesterday morning and then it actually broke. It looks like it's bouncing here today. And there we go, right on through again. Just about as strong as it was yesterday through this level. Actually a little stronger because it pushed up even quicker. So that's pretty phenomenal to have such a strong move off of this line. The low here was 1578. The line we've got is 1578.25. So really easy place to be buying right here. Looking for a pullback to this level and a rally. Now, it is going really quickly up. It did a lot slower yesterday. We've got a lot of resistance up in here. We broke through it here, tried to get above it here and failed. We could try and get above it again here today and see what happens. And no, we're not getting there yet. So a little bit of a flag. No, it's more reversal. Okay. So high wave candle here starts to reverse or retest. Let's see if this pulls back a little bit more. No, it pulls back a little bit and then picks back up. And no, it's just chopping. Okay, it's a choppy day. That's a lot of bearish candles in a row. Comes right back into our 1591. Didn't quite get up this high. It'd be nice if we can get back up to this level, do somewhat of a head and a shoulder, or sorry, a shoulder, a head, and another shoulder, and then pull back again, come back to the lows here. No, it's not going to, well, it throws a lower wick here. It came down further than I expected to with like a neckline here. It is respecting the lines, which is good. It respected this one, flew through this one, respected this one, all through here. Looks like we're getting a little bit of a Morningstar reversal, which could even just be a retest of like a neckline here. Yep, and it starts to roll over. Okay, we'll see if we can come down to this level. And then if anyone was in that exit, okay, that's a good place to exit if you're in. It's also a good place to get in again if you're going bullish right here, either on this candle or waiting for a bounce. Get a bounce here. Oh, that would have been amazing. Look at that, another candle retesting that level. Did it actually make a new low? 1577.30 and 1577.24. So no, it did not, by 6 cents, it did not make a new low. But it's a really good place to bounce. That's why I bounced here, and that's why it rallied from there. So again, another time, another opportunity to get in just like this. Second opportunity of the day. It looks like this is just chopping through here. We're slowing down at this line, so you could take a little bit of gain there and then look for a move up into the 1607 price, or after it's come down this quickly, maybe get out at 1600, nice round number, maybe 1607 if you've locked in a little bit of gain. Okay, it looks like it's moving higher. Now it's doing a little bit of a flag. Looks like it'll roll over. And there you go, bullish engulfing. And there you go, throws an upper wick in here. We're into 1600. See if we can tag 1607. Hey, it does. Cool. All right. If this holds here, I've got higher lows, And then I've got lower highs. I definitely have a lower high from yesterday's here. And I've got higher lows from yesterday's here, even down here. So if we draw this in, I need to draw, and I'm clicking the wrong thing. There we go. So let's go like this to here. And this will be the tough one to figure out. Is it going to be this, that, or is it going to be this? I'm not sure yet. Could be either one. I'd rather it be this kind of the steeper angle here. Just because that's the actual low, and this, it kind of discounts this move down here and just grabs the neckline and support here. So we'll leave both on here, and we'll see what happens. Maybe we'll get some combination here. So let me switch off of this, and we'll proceed a little bit further forward. So we don't quite get up this high. We're reversing here at 1607. And comes down 1591.19. Our line is 1591.04. And starts to bounce. Nope, comes actually into it. Oh, these are some really nice small candles here. All right, let me zoom in a little bit. So it's really nice small candles. If we're going to continue to consolidate, I would actually expect this to come down a little further and then bounce and come back up. Probably we can move this down slightly like this. It's cutting into this a little bit, but it actually fits. There we go. It fits some of these highs, the high here, almost that one, gets into this one, gets into this one. That's a good, kind of a good outline for how to trade this, a good setup. Just to have some boundaries in here. Oh, look at this. 20 minutes of stair step. You could bracket this. I would want to go bullish up to 1605 or so, maybe 1607, just because you got a little bit more risk to reward than down to this line. That's only about a 1 hour going bearish and probably 2 hour going bullish. But of course, I say that, and then it actually does go down. Maybe it'll bounce from here. No, it actually comes down. All right. It's not quite as low as I wanted. I'm going to go ahead and tighten. Let's see, do I want to do that? Oops. Whoa, sorry. Let's wait till it actually reverses. Okay. Looks like it's reversing now. Let's go with this one. Let's get rid of this line, because this line, it definitely didn't get that low. Okay. So this is helping, giving us our framework. Let's extend this line a little bit. So we want to rally up to 1605 if it can get going here. This line has just slowed things down, but has not really been a location that we're going to sit at for long. So a little bit of stair step, bullish engulfing. You see that bullish engulfing? And now we're moving up. And continue on up. Now I said 1605. We're just grinding. Oh man. We're just grinding higher. But you probably could have gotten the 1600 call in here, down in here, and for a move back up into that, just take your profit and run at that point. So if we tighten this up a little bit more, this consolidation is working out really, really nicely. Yeah, and okay, there you go. So it didn't quite get up to 1605. This is really, really nice consolidation. Let's even include the after hours. We'll bring the line back down a little bit. This one down a little bit, this one up a little bit. All right. Oh man, you could even probably extend this. Yeah, before I zoom, let's just see how far this goes. Huh. It's not exact, but it's still pretty fitting. You're actually touching some of these levels here. I mean, maybe this, no. Oops, oh, sorry. I just dropped the one, hit the wrong button. I guess you'd be below that. It's almost like it was support here, then it opened on it, broke down, came back to it, came back, tried to break out. So it's been on this downtrend for a while. We're just really consolidated on it now. Um, let's see, does that show up in the daily? Oops. I switch. Yeah, those lines show up in the daily. Let's go zoom in and see what those lines look like on hourly. That's cool. All right, so you can definitely see this shoulder ahead and this flat shoulder, a breakdown, a retest to that neckline. The neckline being probably the 1607, 1617 price range. Now we've rejected that here. We retested it here. We're consolidated and just going sideways, waiting for this momentum to break down or break up. And my guess would be break down, mainly because, again, looking at the daily, we're looking at two bullish candles, inside candles. Nice consolidation here. It gapped down, traded up, gapped down, traded up. So bulls are coming in. They think this gap is closed, or mostly closed, for this retest gap. It could definitely go bullish here and just continue to run up. Or this could be enough bulls that are going to be trapped in here. I mean, bulls that were buying at the close yesterday are already trapped today. If we got another gap down on Monday, that would be so incredibly bullish. It'd be similar to this candle with the gap down. If we gap down into a high wave candle and then have some sort of bigger sell-off, be like this candle, actually a lot like this candle inside. Now this one was bearish, this one's bullish. Had much more bullishness here, then a bullish candle again, but a gap below it, and then it just sold off. If that happens here, I would expect a similar kind of move, maybe a couple hundred points on the stock. If we bring it back into the 5 minute, so I'm going to leave these lines in here for now. We'll see how this breaks, assuming it does actually break Monday. I guess that's been my assumption. It's going to. It could go sideways a little bit longer. It could chop around in these lines a little longer. With a really light week next week, probably because of the holiday of U.S. holiday of Thanksgiving, we can see some more consolidation Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And I haven't looked to see what the actual closing times of the market is. Sometimes they do like a early close or half a session sort of thing on a Wednesday or the Friday. I don't know. I didn't look yet. So we'll get into that next week to see what we could be doing. But it'd be really, really interesting to see if we have, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 more days of selling, and then some sort of rally with Black Friday and really the full swing of the Christmas timeframe. But again, that's all fundamental thinking and cyclical thinking, and the shopping spending time of the year. But it's Amazon, right in the middle of all that. So anyway, if we just take a look at the day here, we had some nice buys off of the 1578 price. So let's take a look at that at 840, and then at 11. So this is the call, the 600 call. So 840. I keep saying 9. 940. Oh, am I missing a candle? My bad. Let's zoom back in on that the right way, because I didn't realize I was missing the first 5 minute candle. There we go. All right. So we gapped down, which means we lost some premium. The 1600 call was far enough away that we actually have a nice range. Had you been watching this, you could have been looking to get set up on the 1578.25 price, and possibly could have had a setup 5 by 4, maybe 550 by 450, something like that. But that rallied really quickly. You could have made 10R, even if you got filled a little bit wider, like 6 by 4. I mean, that still would have moved up to 16. So 6 up to 16 $200 risk, that's still 5R. Had you gotten 5 by 4 up to 16, that's 11R. So all that was definitely possible at the open. And then at 11, we actually put in some lows in here. So this low was 233. So you could have gotten a setup from these candles here. Let's see, the range in these were less than $1. So you could have done like 3 by 2, and that would have filled anywhere in here. Actually got a little worrisome when this low was here at 230. And then that rallied nicely back up into kind of this neckline in the options. So let's say you got in 3 by 2 and got out at 10, right up in here near the high, maybe 11. So you got out at 10. That's, what I say, 3 by 2. That's 7R. That's huge. So that's looking at the calls. Let's see, do we have more move from the call? So I was saying this consolidation looked like it was starting to rally, pulled back, then rallied nicely. So let's look at the 1600 call again in this range because we have some nice small candles here. So 1250 into 1 o'clock. So 1250 into 1 o'clock. So no, this time may not have worked. You may have been getting in like 250 by 150, and it only moved up a little bit. And then it came out, tagged your stop. The low here is 121. Maybe you got stopped out at 150 for a 1 hour loss, and then it rallied from there. Entirely possible because it's losing premium. You would have kind of had that feel good of buying a similar price here, maybe a little bit better, but then getting stopped out and then seeing it just rally after you were already out. It only rallied up into the opening price low, into this double bottom neckline, that we retested here and then failed, and then got back up to that price and then failed. Let's go look at the puts. So we had some opportunities to buy some puts anywhere up in here. Here, this one would have been really nice. So let's look at the 1600 put because we're looking at the 1600 call just to see what was going on. So that's this. Could have been selling here. Now look at the option price at 935 compared to the option price at 850. So at 850, we were here. And then we actually did pull back a little bit more for the 935 price here. Still had a wide range, so that's why you would have wanted to wait. We had a similar price, similarly low. So this low was 545. This low was just under 5. And that was this move, this wick here. So had you been looking for an opportunity like to get out, going bullish, or get in, going bearish, that was it right here, that wick. Some folks could have been getting in. That was 1145, right? Let me just make sure I'm looking at the right price. 1145, yeah. Okay. So 1145, buying here, buying the same price here as this one. So that would have been like 6 by 5. Had you just done 6 by 5, should have filled in this candle and didn't get stopped out. Filled on this candle and rallied up. 6 by 5 here. That ultimately made it to 16. That would have been 10R. Didn't have to hold that long. Could have gotten into the neckline a little bit lower, made this quick move and gotten out of some at 12. That would have been 6R. So a lot of opportunities to play this today. Some even waiting into the very end of the day as we were, just kind of bouncing around right here, consolidating these two candles, an inside candle and then a breakdown. You could have been buying the 1600 put on this candle, buying on this candle that went from a low of 149 up to a high of 338. But let's say you were getting on this candle, looking for a bearish move. You got in 2 by 1. Still, it's 2 by 1. And that would have gone up to 7. Could have gotten at 7. Now, waiting to the very last 5 minutes it takes the right courage, I'll say, to do that, because if you're in an option at that time of day and it closes in the money, you got to deal with that. If your order to get out doesn't fill because it's a limit and it's just the option prices jump all over the place and it doesn't fill, you actually are holding it into expiration. And if your account's not set up to do that, there could be some trouble. So be very cautious about trading. Yeah, I'd say even the last 10 minutes. You got to be really nimble and you can't get scared out of whatever's going on. It's one of the toughest things to do, even with the conviction of, oh, this is just going to roll over. And seeing these two candles, so seeing this rally off of this S curve and then seeing this kind of this S curve and then these candles here, it's like this is right into this resistance, this lower highs. This really, there's not much reason for me to go bullish here, but there's some reason to go bearish if we can come and just have a little rollover. That's what we did. And so seeing these candles form in the last, this is 20 minutes to the end of the day, this is 15 minutes to the end of the day, and it could just go sideways. I mean, these two candles this could have been the close right here and would have ended up a little bit higher on this triangle. Instead, we're really closing right in the midpoint. Just depends on how these lines are sloped. So anyway, seeing this bounce here, we're losing bullish momentum, didn't regain it anywhere in here. Our squeeze has run its course from down here, moving on up. We've hit this line with the indecision count. Now look at this price at the 220 candle. The 220 candle was this one. And that still has more premium than 20 minutes later because all the premium is getting sucked out of it. Wait for this. Had you gotten in here, maybe you made an R if you were quick. Now, if you got in here, you're trying to risk an R total. So you couldn't get filled on 1 by 0. You could have done 150 by 50 and just account for some slippage if it goes all the way to 0 somehow and you didn't get stopped out or you weren't nimble enough. But had you just had that set up, 150 by 50, and just looking to take out one of these pivots here or here, that would have gained some. And with your finger on the mouse to turn it into a market order at whatever it's trading at, no more limit. That can alleviate some of the nerves of doing this. But definitely practice at doing it virtually. Before throwing real money at something like this. This is speculative, and it has a huge potential to really move quickly. So in your favor or against you, I'll say it that way. If we zoom back out like this, we should do something Monday. We should break it down or break up. That's the idea I'm getting from this. So we've had a lower high, lower high, lower high. Do we make another lower low like we've done? We've got lows, got low, low. We're gonna make another low, or are we actually reversing and doing something different? This is a much bigger triangle than the one right here. So we could do that. We can form a triangle like this and just bounce around, go up to 1750, 1725, come back down to 1617, and just chop around in this and just consolidate and see what's going to happen. We've done that on some triangles with some uptrend and a flat top. We've done that kind of this uptrend here with the flat top that then ended up continuing. I can probably get rid of these. Let's get rid of that. There you go. I don't remember if I've got other lines drawn in some of these or not. I've got just this smaller line here, and I'll extend that if we get back down this far. But for now, we'll just leave these two lines on here, these two consolidation lines, just to be able to look back, and we'll continue to take a look and see what we think Amazon is going to do, and how well the opportunities present themselves during that same day. I hope you enjoyed this video. This is Just Amazon. Thanks.